The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 16th day of August, 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BEDC group of companies, Matt co-host, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman, and welcome back, Perry Ferbert. What is happening?
What's up? I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah, this is your first time this year. You haven't been on since like November, December, huh?
October.
Man, gee, look.
Time's moving.
Yeah, I was like 16 years old back then. I'm just, time's flying. So, well, how's life been? I mean, business, you just do a thing, cut match. I saw you and styling and profiling, but things have been great.
Things are good. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for our girl gang. They're faithful. So yeah, business is great.
I love to hear it. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Now, we're going to talk about today, but there's a situation happening in Bermuda right now. So we've got to talk about that. So greetings, everyone. And thanks for making this part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Sabriuna. She has one of the coolest names, Sabriuna Wilkinson. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I love a good name that's unique, right?
Mm-hmm. Same.
Yeah. So one of the coolest names we've had on her is Sabriuna Wilkinson, and she's coming on to talk about her business for Vendor Friday. Is brought to you by BEDC, and it's called what's it called? Pronounce it for me.
You tell me.
I
want to ask her about the name.
Okay, so Nature Laiche. Did I pronounce it right?
She's gonna tell us.
Anyway,
I think it's cool. The whole concept behind it is so incredible. I can't wait to talk to her.
Yeah. No, it's a Laiche, I think. Nature Laiche. It's like she told me just now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. but it's a cool business, and folks, honestly, trust me.
Cool.
Her story is quite incredible, and hopefully people are inspired by it. One of the things I love to do on this show in particular is speak with entrepreneurs about their journeys and how they got started. So don't go anywhere. She's coming up. Also, the daily play today is things you should know. So it's something I likely didn't know, so I wouldn't have known the answer if I weren't the one asking the question. So stick with us. Someone will win a prize, this week's prize. Don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Well, Perry, somebody missed you apparently. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, morning, you lot. Welcome back, Perry. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Yeah. Charles, we'll have to see if she's got anything that, because you're sucking up, going a long ways, anything that is your style in the Go label. Awesome pre-Ernesto Day, Jamal and Perry. Go away, Ernesto. Well, let's talk about Ernesto, Perry. I mean, Bermuda and hurricanes, interesting relationship.
It is, but we're blessed.
Yeah.
We are.
Bermuda has, and I always tell people, there's a couple things. One, it's so small, it's easy to miss. But when it hits, the infrastructure has, served as well, right? I remember, and it's not funny, but I just remember Hurricane Fabian in 2003. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we did have, loss of life then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was working a summer job at Argus, and it was just chaos. People lost a lot of belongings and the like. But I think that hurricane put into perspective things versus life, right?
Yeah. That and Emily, those are the two that are
Mhm.
referenced the most. But I
Mhm.
think if you look at the trajectory of these storms and what they do in other places, like we always have to be so grateful that Bermuda
Yeah.
is not impacted in that way because we're so little, like one big wave and we're done. But that doesn't happen. And that's where my faith comes in. So I'm
Yeah.
very grateful to God for how we are protected in that way. But
Mhm.
for people who don't believe like that, hopefully they just have gratitude for how
Yeah.
we are protected each year.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
interesting because I said to someone, a friend from St. Martin the other day, said, Bermuda's got pretty good infrastructure. And then she
Yeah.
said, are you being sarcastic? And I said, no, no. But again, people don't know what they don't know. And I assume that, she kind of understood. But yeah, we are blessed. We're
We are.
Bermudians
And I'm praying that
have
this year
very
will be
blessed.
no different.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that brings us to the conversation then. I mean, let's ask the audience, like, what are some essential supplies Bermudians must have for a hurricane in Bermuda? Like, what are some things but when I was growing up, Perry, I remember Nana always had, what do they call them? Lanterns?
A
Lanterns.
lantern.
Yeah, they still have lanterns. Do they still sell them?
I don't think so. I mean, they have lantern style lights, but they are battery operated.
See,
It's
yeah, we used to have to light those things with real fire back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, they were tried and true, but we have battery operated lantern style lights now. Yeah. I mean, I
What they
think
call
everyone needs to have a charged up fan just in case your
it?
lights go out because it's hot. And I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but I'm miserable when I'm hot. I'm not friendly to be around, you know. So that is an essential for me. I have 2 portable ones, charging them up. That's like first on the list, making sure I'm cool.
I saw someone talking about on X about AC, like, I need a quiet generator for AC. I cannot, when the lights are on in Bermuda, I can't do the humidity because some people I know are cheap. They don't want to, I mean, I can't call them cheap. Some people just have, I guess,
You
a
can
AC.
call them cheap. They're cheap by your
Okay.
standards.
Yeah. I'm a pick on my sister. I said, how you do this? It's like, the AC.
Not just
Now my boy, I'm like, how do you guys do this? Like, I'm sweating in on your couch. But in saying that, folks, honestly, if you haven't already, get yourself a small little fan. Keep yourself cool, your family, your children, if you got young children. Honestly, the humidity after a hurricane in August, remember, Bermuda's usually hit September, October. I
yes,
cannot
it's
tell you
early.
the
It's early.
last time I remember a hurricane threat in Bermuda in August. This is extremely early, right?
Wow. But that speaks to global warming too, right? Like a lot is going to shift in the coming years based off of just our rising temperatures. So I'm not surprised that it is this early, but it is early. But it's
Yeah,
super hot. It's hot.
yeah.
So for the sake of your peace, because irritable people start arguing, get you some fans. Get you some fans. You want to come out of this together and unified, okay?
Hey, she's not lying. I do not.
That's wisdom.
I do not like to sweat if I'm not working out. So if I come to your house and I start sweating,
I'm gotta go.
I'm out. I'm
Because
out.
if not, we're gonna start bumping heads. Because I'll get grumpy. It's too hot
Yeah,
for this.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No,
I
Perry,
agree.
I must say I'm a bit hypocritical in this respect because I had a ex-girlfriend visit me in Boston, and it was the worst snowfall on record. I think it was 2015 when I was living there, January to March, winter. It's record snowfall that year. Look it up. Anyway, I refused.
Toronto was the same, I think.
Yeah, I
I think
refused to use my heater, and she came to visit. She's like, "What are you trying to do?" I'm like, "Man, you better put some clothes on. Like, I ain't budget for this heat." Hey, never again. Never
I mean,
again.
but what I will say is I would prefer being cold so I can put things
Same,
on and take them
same.
off as I get hot versus just being hot. There's nowhere to go from that
Correct.
besides contention. I have to keep saying it because hot people are bothered,
Yeah.
So I would
No, but
prefer being cold.
I always find that interesting though, like how people prefer heat. I'm like, you can always warm up when you're cold. Like you can put more layers off. You can only take so many layers off.
They make my people.
Yeah, no, we're not hanging with that. Let's see what the audience is saying. Audience, what are your thoughts? What are some essential supplies Bermudians must have for a hurricane. Let's see what you're saying. So Marquita Lee says they still sell lamps with kerosene. You know what I'm thinking when it comes to
Oh, yeah.
kerosene? Is that even healthy still in the
I don't
2024?
like that smell.
Hmm.
I don't.
Hmm.
I don't know. I won't be having a kerosene lamp. I will tell you that.
Okay. Well, Hurricane Supplies, Headley and Swan says vodka, club soda, lemon, or lime. So you just want to get drunk through it all, huh? Okay. Fair enough. Do your thing. Do your thing. When you wake up, hopefully it's over. Okay. Suzanne Ingham says tarps, rope, concrete nails, buckets, fans, water, flashlights, charged phones, portable ready. Suzanne
is
tells me
prepared.
she has a list and just checks it off as she goes. That's the most responsible list I've seen.
Listen, that's goals. I want to be like Suzanne when I grow up. For real.
But Perry, she forgot one key thing.
What's that?
Where's the snacks?
That's right on the fans for me.
Oh,
here's my thing. Here's my thing with snacks. I am a piggy, so my snacks go where I already started eating my snacks. That's how like it's bad. Like I've already had my snacks. So I need more snacks. So practice restraint. Don't be like me. Have some early, but it could be a long night.
This is hilarious. Folks, don't be like Perry. The snacks are for the hurricane, all right? The snacks are for the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday Fun Day, folks. Brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Don't forget, you can go to Mailboxes and mailboxes.bm/the Daily Hour. Get 2 years of membership on us. So don't forget, Mailboxes, you can get 2 years of free membership if you're one of those folks who likes to ship to Bermuda. Charles H. Jeffs II, he says, our ancestors did a thing with the way our homes are built. Now they need to find a way to stop electricity from going out.
Yeah. Well, some neighborhoods actually have their power lines underground, and I think we should hopefully aim to have that island wide, because some people will not lose their lights, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's an initiative, be it, I don't know how grand and expensive, but I think it should be somewhere top of the list because we have a hurricane every year, right? So
and
it should be prioritized.
Yeah, people's electricity going out way too often. I think it was discussed before and they were talking about the expense. I'm like, well, how much more expensive can the bills get, you know?
But we find money for other things, like building a whole village. So, you know.
Yeah, I see what you did
but
there.
I don't want to go there today. I want to do it's Friday. Let's not do that.
I wish she would have, because she had took me right down that rabbit hole with
her.
her.
We would have went all the way, but let's not do that today. You know, we're trying to keep it light, keep it positive. You know.
Yeah.
But there is money. There's always money.
Okay. She got me warmed up. She said, "Stretch, Jamel. Let's get ready." And then she said, "No, we're going to postpone." Yeah. So, all right. Michelle White says, first is water in the tub. Yeah, Nana used to do that. In buckets for flushing and bottled. Even if you have a generator in case it fails, also light sources, one for wherever you will be and the bathroom.
Okay, but Michelle, what happens? What are we doing with this big tub of cold water? Is it for dipping? Is it for flushing? Like, what if your lights don't go out? Now, do you bathe in the cold water? Like, what's going on I get it, but like, what about if I don't need it? Am I just wasting it now? Because then I have to get a shower. So what are we doing with the tub? Like, this is like a real question I always have. Like, what about if I don't actually need it? Then what?
So I know at my house, they used to say it. I never saw it. We used to dip it. We used to dip out of like as we needed it. We just used to dip the water.
No, I understand.
But I don't know what I don't remember us putting it in the tub. I just remember Nana saying, make sure there's water in the tub. But I don't know ever remember us having water.
Yeah, I grew up hearing it too, but I always had that question. Like, so what if we don't need it? What we do for then? But just got this tub of cold water. Then what?
Yeah, you just have a tub of cold water. If you got children, let them swim in it.
Who said they're not? I don't know.
What are your thoughts on it? Let us know. Some essential supplies Bermudians must have for hurricanes. What are your thoughts? We've got WKD Llama says, just water for drinking and baths. I can live on Oreos and Humpty Dumpty barbecue chips. Okay.
I know that's right.
Okay. What are some dry foods though? Like what tuna? Is that something that people would have? Like what are dry foods?
If you like tuna, some people don't like tuna. They don't like mayo, and I don't know how you can have tuna without making it a salad. So you just eat plain tuna?
I
You don't
don't
need a
really
tuna fish sandwich if like you don't like
no,
mayo,
I don't do tuna. Like I do the tuna like you could put in the oven and cook and stuff like that.
right?
I
Like
don't
a
do,
filet or something.
yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. I've never
Mm,
been like a tuna sandwich person.
I mean, I can do tuna. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can do that. What else? If you have a gas stove, you can cook.
Yeah.
Um,
Because they always say stock up on like canned foods and stuff. And I'm just like, I mean,
mm-mm.
folks, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say I'm better than nobody. I just never really embraced canned foods when I was growing up. You know, I was a snacker. I would eat junk food. You know, that was
I mean, call me childish, but we're gonna survive on these snacks until the lights come back on. I'm sorry.
okay. So it's not just me. Like and again, yeah,
like,
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
at.
Maybe God's gotta grow me up. I don't have a family yet, so maybe He's got to work that in me. But for now, we're gonna have snacks until the
Hey,
lights
yo,
come back. I could do anything with a stove once it's back, but in the meantime, I mean, I wasn't born in caveman time, so
the snacks are
this,
killing folks.
we're gonna just have snacks until I don't know.
We need a picture of these snacks, folks. We need Perry to share a picture of these snacks. No. Now and then, by the time the hurricane comes, to make sure she at least saved
I
herself a
feel like
little.
you're judging me. I don't
Well,
like
I mean, I'm just saying, you
It's
remind me
judgy.
of me. You
It's
remind me of me. Because at the end of the day, this is why I had to give up drinking, because if you put a bottle of wine, the bottle of wine will be finished. If you bring that big bag of chips, that big bag of chips will be finished.
Because who has 5 chips? I had to conquer the bag.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're not good for each other.
We're not good because I'm gonna be like, oh, you didn't finish it, well, pass it to me. I don't have that kind of self-control with a bag of chips. Maybe with cookies, but I like a cookie. But chips,
Yeah.
the whole bag is getting demolished in one sitting. It's terrible. But I exercise a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I justify it. Like, well, we'll just go for a run. It's terrible. But
So,
it is what it is.
So we're very similar. So when I was on my jog this morning, all I kept saying is, "You've got to do another half a mile for those 2 donuts you had yesterday, bro. No, you can't finish it. Walk this off
It's
because
a
you have
calorie
the donut."
deficit.
Yeah, I'm
It's
like
not-
that.
But it's also it's enjoyment. I think
Mhm.
it's a balance in life because
Mhm.
the people that just eat celery sticks and carrot sticks, they're not my people either. Because how boring. I understand the health in it, and I too will enjoy them, but you got to give me a chip too. I'm sorry.
Man,
I
you
want
gotta
it.
give me some salsa, some French fry with that carrot
Give
and
me a
celery.
fry. Ooh, I love a
Mhm.
fry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Look,
I
snacks
love
are
to do that.
important. Michelle White says snacks are important. I know that's right. She knows
Yeah,
that. Look at this. Snacks are
yeah.
important. Everyone in the house from fight. See, we're on the same page about fighting. They rise. Hot, hungry people are terrible. Keep me away from them. No. Feed
You've got
everybody
another.
and keep
You've
everybody
got
cool.
another friend. You know, Suzanne
See?
says, yes, Harry,
I
conquer
found my
of the
tribe.
entire bag of chips. Yes.
Yes.
Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, my mother would have cooked 5 pounds of box of chicken and we would survive off that until it's all clear. So she would cook, knowing the hurricane's coming, and you'll just have to, okay, fair
But
enough.
what about ants? Because the ants are terrorists.
Yeah.
Big time. They're terrorists before. Summer ants are like, they're like, the next level. Summer ants are a different type of ants. They're just for summer. They're crazy.
Yeah.
So imagine cooking all that chicken and then it's full of, I don't know. Tell us the secrets on like the chicken preservation. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's go back. What are some essential hurricane supplies for Bermudians? Derek Hendrickson says, typically the electricity is out long enough to need the perishables. Isn't out long enough, to need the perishables. So, and he also says snacks and water is enough. I don't know, Derek, man. Depends on what neighborhood you live in terms of lights being out long enough. I'm just saying, some neighborhoods, they're out a little bit longer than others.
Some lights. So the neighborhood that I have recently moved into, these lights go out quickly and they come on last. So my prayer is that this year is the year that changes because I've already expressed how I feel about the heat.
She must be in my old neighborhood, folks, because we never had
it's just really not fair, honestly. It's not. So hopefully there's a little bit of grace this year.
And Belka, you better don't do it, Belka. People already mad at you. Renee Simmons says lights with batteries, water, charge your phone, and comforter and pillows in your closet for a good comforter. It's too hot for a comforter.
Why are you in the closet? Is it safe?
Oh, I don't know. Kia Renee BDA said, oh, didn't know that, Perry, that there was some lights underground. Yeah. Yeah, good information. Good information. What else, audience? What else? Chip bags are full of air anyway. It's only one serving in the bag, no matter the size, says that. See, justifying our chip.
You're justifying it because it is actually correct. We pay for the plastic that the bags are in, but it is still quite a few servings in there, but that's all right. Because if you read it, a serving of chips is like 5 to 7 chips. And I think that that's stupid. So.
Yeah. Let's not pay attention to that serving. Let's not do it. All right, folks, we're going to do the news break. Then we've got our guest, Sabriuna Wilkinson, coming up. Really cool business and concept. If you haven't already, make sure you give us a like, a love, a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. I haven't even checked our friends on Instagram because, no one said commented yet over there because I know you folks say I ignore you when you're over on Instagram tuned in. Well, let's do the Daily Hour news break. Then we'll do a commercial break. Then we'll bring Sabriuna in. Do not go anywhere. You know what? This is the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Just want to bring up the latest from the weather in Bermuda. So it looks like as of right now, Hurricane Ernesto is still considered a threat as of advisory 19 at 6 a.m. this morning. So the closest point of approach to Bermuda is still going to be within 72 hours now and forecast to be 25 nautical miles of or directly over the island at 11 a.m. Saturday, August 17th. So this is a direct hit, folks. This is a direct hit. It's expected at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. So please use common sense. Be smart. And I say this with nothing but love and seriousness, but check on your neighbors, your family, your friends. If you have elderly people around you, check on them. If you have, disabled people, anyone, check with your church family, check with your colleagues, check with people. You just never know who can use your assistance at this time.
Agreed. Is it still a category 2 or has it decreased or increased?
Thank you for asking that. So it is current position, central pressure. It doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it bigger because my eyes are not what they used to be. It says maximum sustained wind right now at 85 knots, category 2.
Okay.
Category 2. So
that decreases because once upon a time, that's funny. It was a tropical storm. So
yes,
it is picking up some speed, but in the next few hours, that could also decrease. So hopefully we'll be seeing that.
Yeah. As of 6 a.m. report, it was category 2 this morning, as of 6 a.m. this morning. But, as it approaches Bermuda, it looks like it will be at 3 a.m. Saturday, still a category 2. And then as it goes over Bermuda, a cat 1, it looks like it's dropping. So look, folks, let's hope for the best, pray and do what we do, take care of one another through these times and stay off the roads. And bring you some further news from our friends at the City of Hamilton. Here's an update from the City of Hamilton and then Hamilton Princess.
The administrative offices of the Corporation of Hamilton and City Hall and at the Works Depot on Lafayette Street will be closing at 12 p.m. today. They'll reopen on Monday, August 19th, or until it's deemed safe to reopen. Both art galleries in City Hall will also be closed throughout this duration. All city trash should be out for collection by 9:30 a.m. The last collection will be at 11 a.m. today, and all bins must be secured after this time. There will be no trash collection until after the hurricane is passed and it is safe to resume collection. There will be no further oil collection until after the hurricane. The City of Hamilton reminds city businesses to prepare early and secure their properties to minimize any damage. Anything that can become a potential projectile must be stored safely, including wheelie bins. The public is reminded that bringing household trash from outer parishes and dumping it into the city is illegal. Anyone caught illegally dumping trash will be prosecuted. For more information about The residents are encouraged to check the city's social media platforms on Facebook, X, and Instagram for any city updates as the storm approaches, as well as post-hurricane.
Alrighty, that's from the city of Hamilton, and here's some updates from Hamilton Princess as well.
In preparation for Hurricane Ernesto's approach to Bermuda, the Hamilton Princess and Beach Club has the following public advisory regarding its dining, spa, and shopping outlets. The Duchess Cafe will be open today from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Crown and Anchor will remain open until 11 p.m. 1609 Bar and Restaurant will be closed. Intrepid Steak, Seafood, and Raw Bar has closed its reservations for the day. The spa will remain open from 7 a.m. through 8 p.m. and the shops will have normal operating hours today. The hotel will be closing to the public late Friday evening and will be reopening once Hurricane Ernesto is no longer a threat to Bermuda. For Saturday, the Duchess Cafe will remain closed as well as 1609 Bar and Restaurant. However, Crown and Anchor will be closed for reservations. Dinner updates will be provided as the storm progresses. Intrepid Steakhouse, Seafood, and Raw Bar will be closed for reservations as well, while dinner updates will be provided as the storm progresses. The shops and the spa will be closed all day on Saturday. All of this information is subject to change based on the storm's activity, and the hotel will continue to communicate regular updates once received.
All right, so there's updates that we've been provided from both Hamilton Princess and the city of Hamilton. Again, folks, if you have a business in the city, make sure that you follow the instructions. And folks, if you don't live in the city, no illegal dumping.
Yeah.
They have cameras there.
Yeah. Those precautions were also good just for residential too, like anything that could be a projectile. And the trash cans, there's always a rogue trash can floating. That's so dangerous. So tie down your trash cans.
Yeah,
do that first.
Indeed, absolutely. Perry, do you have any days of the year for us? Is it something fun today?
I do, and it's funny because I'm pretty sure someone mentioned alcohol. Today is National Rum Day. Really? So I'm going to give you a little background on that. Okay. National Rum Day is a fun and flavorful celebration held on August 16th every year. It's about celebrating the rich heritage and diverse tastes of rum, a spirit that has played a significant role in history. And that history is kind of unique because National Rum Day intertwines with a broader narrative of the Americas and the Caribbean, which we kind of already knew. The origins of rum can be traced back to the 17th century in the Caribbean, where sugarcane plantations flourished. I like how they make that sound so fun. Like sugarcane plantations were flourishing. Yeah. Meanwhile, slaves discovered that molasses, a byproduct. They discovered this, that a byproduct of this was sugar refining, and it could be fermented and distilled into a spirit. So, cheers to National Rum Day. I'm sure people will be partaking in that over this.
The hurricane. Have you been to a rum factory before?
I have not.
I went to one in Mauritius, and it was actually pretty cool. Like to see everything. Yeah. I don't remember anything today, but at the time I was just fascinated. I'm like, wow, all this goes into getting me drunk, huh? But it was cool. But folks, remember, please drink responsibly.
Always.
The good thing about drinking during a hurricane is hopefully you'll just sleep and not go anywhere. Yeah.
But even though you're home, let's not overindulge anyway, because you know your body is your house and you don't want to do any damage that you don't necessarily need to do. Correct. So because it's an option doesn't mean you have to take it. So
as our good friends at Bacardi say, taste.
Yeah, you know, some good old wisdom that just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
Indeed. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll come right back with Sabriuna Wilkinson. Fun conversation, folks. If you haven't already, make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues, and give us a like, a thumbs up, love. Engage. We'll be right back in a minute, 57 seconds. Stick with us.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's. I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BEDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses, whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment. We provide 100% guarantee on approved loans, simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Summer is almost here. Dive into the season with dog floats and dog pools. Enjoy 20% off West Paul's dog floating toys and shop our life jackets for safety in the water this summer. Get all your summer needs before the holidays and events begin. Don't forget to stock up on poo bags and check out Dicky Bags, the poo bag holder that locks in the smell until you can dispose of it. Remember, even dogs need sunblock, so visit Noah's Ark today, Bermuda's most trusted animal supply store for all your summer essentials, and ask us about our rewards program.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Perry Ferbert, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Do not forget to subscribe on our website. We've got the 1000th episode coming up. And what I will say is you will have absolutely no excuse as to why you can't participate. Great things come in thousands. I'll leave it at that. So make sure you're following us on all of our social media channels. And again, subscribe to the website, thedailyhour.com. Hey, and also, we want to make sure that we're giving you what you want and what you need. So help us as we grow beyond the mic, as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Now, it's still early, so hopefully no one has indulged in National Rum Day yet. All right. So let's bring in our guest for the day. Let's give it's Vendor Friday. Is brought to you by BDC. So let's bring in one of we love entrepreneurs on this show. We love entrepreneurs. So let's bring in our latest entrepreneur, Sabriuna Wilkinson. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome. Hello. How are you?
Jamal and Perry, how are you?
Hi. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Yes, I'm excited to be here.
No, thanks for coming. I know it's early, and I know you probably doing your hurricane prep, and hey. Hopefully you're not like Perry and myself, and the snacks are already almost halfway gone. Look,
see, right? I know that's right. I feel like Jamal's trying to be judgy, low key. I don't like it.
No. Look, I got hurricane snacks, and I'm not even in Bermuda for the hurricane, and my snacks are almost gone. Right?
Okay.
I got a few more trips left.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, I have to make a this run.
Before we start, can you please tell us the correct pronunciation? Because I like to know. I like to make sure I'm saying it correctly.
The correct pronunciation, sorry, is Laiche.
Laiche.
That's
what I said, right?
I don't like to butcher people's names, business names. So I'm like, I'm not even going to attempt. I'll let you tell me.
Yeah, Laiche. Well, I think it's a brilliant idea, and we'll get to what the business is all about. But before we get there, just tell the audience a bit about yourself, your background, and what it is that you do.
Okay, so my name is Sabriuna Wilkinson, and I am a mother of a son, and I am the CEO of Laiche. So what inspired me to open Laiche was because I became a first-time mom, and I was navigating my breastfeeding journey. So while navigating my breastfeeding journey, that's when I came with Laiche of doing lactation snacks. And then I realized that, hey, I actually like this. Like, this is something that's incredible, something that's mind-blowing. So I end up becoming a lactation consultant.
Awesome. That is so awesome. So I was going to ask you what influenced that. Can you kind of describe like the moment where you knew that I wanted to turn this into a business? Was there like a defining moment?
It wasn't specifically a defining moment. It was that I was making these lactation snacks, and my friends were, trying them out because they were just having kids as well. And they were
Okay.
asking me, like, how am I going to do this? I'm like, I'm just making these snacks for myself during my breastfeeding journey. So they're like, hey, you should really start a business. So I'm like, I don't think I would because I have never owned a business before. So that's when I stumbled across BDC Summer Student Entrepreneurship, and I still fit the age criteria to enter. So I said, let me try this out and see if I like it. And then after that, it just blew up.
I love that. So you mentioned your friends. How important is it to have community, one in motherhood, the early stages or throughout, as well as in entrepreneurship? How important is a community? Because you did mention your friends.
Yeah, so a community is very important, like especially when you first have your newborn, because it can be your first or your second, but having that friendship or family support is very important because you
Mm-hmm.
don't realize you can easily slip into postpartum
Right.
or just don't know exactly where to navigate. Because some people I know that have their second kids and it's still like starting all over again, especially if it's a big age gap. So
Right.
I find that having that community and that support system is very important. And even during my entrepreneurship, it's very important because there's some days that I have to, ask a family member or a friend, like, hey, can you watch my son while I do either this interview or, my
Mhm.
orders are like through the roof and I just need that extra support and that time. So
So
it's
how do
very
you find the balance with that? I know you mentioned family, but do you have a system? Is there some sort of structure just to give other mothers who might want to enter this space or people who are already there a little bit of encouragement? What's your balance looking like?
So my balance for Natural Age, I had to establish times for Natural Age as well as times I put into my child
Mhm.
because I find that it can become very overwhelming trying to battle, entrepreneurship as well as motherhood. So that's when I said, hey, I have to cut off the phone at 8 o'clock. I cannot look at nothing Natural Age after 8 o'clock because that time is tailored to my household. And like
Right.
even weekends, I'm like, hey, you know, I have somebody that can help me on a Saturday with Naturally if orders do run into a sad day. So I can put that time in with my son on a sad day to go to his activities and be present as a mother. So he don't say, hey, like my mom was just working, working, working. She wasn't present. So yeah, I had to definitely just like establish more of like structure and like time. Like, okay, this time I'm gonna dedicate to Naturally. This time is strictly for family or my son.
I'm so happy that you discovered that early in your journey because that's something that I didn't discover early. I worked nonstop as an entrepreneur because you create the hours, it's your business, and you have to have that structure. If not, you won't stop. And then, as you mentioned, other parts of your life can suffer. So I'm happy that
Yeah.
that's good entrepreneurial wisdom that you've kind of
Thank
tapped
you.
into very early.
Yes.
Any advice for moms specifically? Because I think it's such a niche. Like we hear
Mhm.
entrepreneurial advice over and over on how you can do this and that, but something very specific that I love that you have in your world is your business was birthed out of motherhood. What advice do you have for mothers who want to start a business or who are in the early stages of their business? What tips do you have for them?
So advice for new, like I'm saying new mothers, sorry. So mothers that are thinking about getting into entrepreneurship, you can do it. Some mothers feel that they cannot do it because, they have 3 kids or you can do it. If that's what you're serious about in starting that business and that's what you're passionate about, you can do it, but definitely establish a routine early on. So make
Mm,
sure that you put like, hey, okay, you know what? I know Saturdays and Sundays I have to have for my kids to go to activities or my husband or my significant other. So make
mm,
sure that you say, okay, you know what, Monday to Friday, this is the schedule. This is my work schedule. Even if I have to work from like 9 to 3 or so because I have to pick
mhm,
up the kids at 3, or if you're lucky to have an after school program, utilize that and say, okay, kids I pick up at 5:45, some after schools are. So, definitely utilize that time. So for example, for myself, my son has to go after school program because I am in nurturation from 9 to 5. So I drop him to school and then he's in after school program and I can knock off at 5 and then run to the grocery shop to get these necessities for dinner. Or so I definitely say you can definitely do entrepreneurship whether you're married with kids or, you have a significant other with kids, you can definitely do it, but create a schedule that suits you early on in your entrepreneurship.
Could mothers reach out to you if they had any questions? Like, is that something that you're open to?
Yes, I'm definitely open. They can definitely reach out to me, if they need advice or they're like, hey, I just feel overwhelmed and I just need someone to talk to. You can definitely reach out,
Okay. There's one more thing I wanted to ask you, and I wanted to ask you early on, but you have like a natural element in this. Where did that come from? And why did you decide to go that route?
I believe that I have a natural element because I took the time out to really establish, like, hey, is this something that I really like? And I think that born with that motherhood and going through it and then becoming an entrepreneur, it was more of like a natural that came. It wasn't really like, hey, okay, you know what? Like, let's do this. It was more of like, okay, I'm going to tiptoe into it. I'm not going to go full-fledged because if this is something I don't like, then I'm not going to do it. So I said, let me tiptoe in. The more I tiptoed in, I grew in entrepreneurship. And I find entrepreneurship helped me grow as a mother as well. Okay. So it kind of balanced it off with both that, I'm growing in motherhood as well as I'm growing in entrepreneurship. And different like criteria that I need in motherhood end up to turn into entrepreneurship and then vice versa. So it was definitely.
So your research process with the natural elements, like, because I was reading about your ingredients and all of that, that natural element, did that take you a long time to discover what you needed to use in your products?
So it definitely took, I want to say at least to a year to really establish like what is all natural ingredients for mother's breastfeeding. Okay. So I done like a lot of research. I reached out to other lactation consultants overseas as well as another mother that had opened a lactation business in the States. And I pretty much was able to speak to her, find, what's really needed for natural ingredients because I did not want to put any preservatives into my cookies because that was not what my business was tailored for. So I definitely reached out. I got in contact with nutritionists and I was like, hey, does these ingredients go together to make this cookie natural? And is this going to help mothers, breastfeed? Like, do you have any advice for me? So I definitely reached out to specialists as well, to find out what can I use that's fully natural to put in these snacks.
All right, audience, if you have any questions or comments for Sabriuna, you can send your questions and comments through. She is here to answer any questions. I know you're probably like, wow, this is unique. I want to, how has your business evolved from the time you started to now? And what role, I know you said there was a summer program at BEDC, but what role did the BEDC, have in helping you grow as a business?
Okay. So my business, to be honest, it really started like just when the pandemic was coming out. So I was trying to navigate a pandemic, being a new mother, as well as entrepreneurship. So BEDC came in very helpful with their summer student entrepreneurship program because it defined like what an entrepreneur was and what you was looking for in the future in entrepreneur. So I had done the summer student entrepreneurship program and they really helped me to navigate like, okay, a business logo, a business bank account, what did I need in terms of operating a business in Bermuda? So that's where that really came in handy. And then over the years, I just took more of the little programs that they had to help me on my entrepreneurship up to now. So it's been very successful so far. So I have my fingers crossed that it stays, No,
entrepreneurship, it's interesting. People sitting here, and I must ask, are you doing it full time or do you have a job as well?
So when I first started, I had a regular job, but that's when I realized that I could not have a regular job if I want to be serious about entrepreneurship. So that's when I realized like, hey, let me jump in full time to my business because at the end of the day, this is my business. I'm going to make sure that this business is up and running, that this is what I want to do. So that's when I went into full time, into nurturation. I did not start off full time. I was part time. And then that's when I went into full time entrepreneurship.
And Perry, if you don't mind me asking you, like when you started your business, were you full time from the get go, or were you doing other works?
I was a student when I started my business. So I understand the journey. And I also encourage people that if you have to go back to work in the journey, because there's ebbs and flows, there's no shame in that either. Because I think people feel like if I leave this and I go out with a bang and I'm like, forget this system, I'm going to work for myself. And even if you do that, you can humble yourself in that and go back to work, because at the end of the day, you have responsibilities. And at the end of the day, it's about making the money, right? And you can still fulfill your passion and your purpose while having a 9 to 5, because inflation is a very real thing. And what worked for you in 1 year may not work for you in another year. So I love that you have the ability to be full time, but we don't know what lies before us. So pray for you can stay full time in it.
No, I agree, because I mean, I've only been full time with a company we started 6 years ago, since February, right? So, well, April technically. But in saying that, again, it's no shame in having another job while you build your entity. And incredible that you actually, just said, you were doing something else. But for me, it was when your company needs you, you got to make a decision, right? Like you can either, keep that other job for safety, or take the entire risk because you see the opportunity to grow it. But it's interesting. Everyone's story is so different. A comment from Michelle White for you, Sabriuna. She says, "Boy, I wish I had this service 20 years ago. New moms are so fortunate." What's some of the feedback you get from people who have embraced your business?
So a lot of feedback, it was like, you're heaven sent, especially because some mothers, not all our mothers, are new moms. So some moms, that we have are like, okay, I had my kid 15 years ago, and then now might as well say like a new mom all over again. So I'm glad I have this support now, 15 years later, versus when I had my first kid, 15 years before. So it's definitely, I have a range of different mothers. They're not all new moms. Some of our moms have been through with us, I want to say for 4+ years, through all 3 kids, depending on how they done it.
That must feel incredible to have a community that sticks with you, to be repeat customers, because that's something that people struggle with in locking in repeat customers. It requires a good product and good service, but also the right marketing to keep them in, so you aren't faced with attrition. So that's incredible. I'm proud of you for that, because that is a feat, especially in Bermuda, where people are quite fickle. So congratulations for that.
Yes, and I try to not overwhelm the moms too much, because motherhood is overwhelming as it is. So we just try to be as supportive as possible. So, for example, like with my mothers, shout out to my repeat mothers, because we couldn't have made it this far without you. So again, I just encourage them, like, we're here. Reach out. Like, if this is what you need, anything that you need regarding motherhood, we are here. Like, even if it's not even tailored to breastfeeding, you're like, hey, I just need to see, okay, is this product working for my baby? Like, have you used that? Like, we're here. It's not just about breastfeeding. So that's where we have opened that door for mothers, because at first it's like, hey, I can't talk to her because I'm just going to be talking about breastfeeding. I'm like, no, it's not about breastfeeding. We're here to support your motherhood. Yes, we help you with breastfeeding, but we are here to support your motherhood journey as well.
I love that has become a resource. That's really incredible. So hopefully our audience can pass that word along to anyone who may need it. That support in that community, I think, is really awesome. Charles H. Jeffers asks, is it available outside of Bermuda, and how can one gift this to a new mother? I think that's an incredible question.
So yes, it is available outside of Bermuda. You can reach out to us if you're looking to gift a mother. I would definitely provide our contact information that you can reach out to us, and we can, provide you with the info to how we, bring our snacks outside of Bermuda. So,
what is your contact? What's the best way to contact you? Is it
to contact us? Our number is 707-0366. That's our telephone number. Our email is nurturelaichebda@gmail.com. As well as our social media handles are Nurturelaiche on Instagram, Nurturelaiche BDA on Facebook, and as well as we have TikTok. Sorry to reach out, as well as, which is Nurturelaiche. And our website is nurturelaiche.com.
All right, this is an awesome conversation, and thank you so much for making time. It's definitely one of the most unique businesses we've had on this show, but it's filling a gap, a need, and it's one of those businesses I think our community should be proud of. So all the best, and if there's ever anything we can do on this show to help support, please just reach out. But Sabriuna, it was a pleasure, and have yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Yeah,
No
stay
problem.
safe during the hurricane.
You as well. You as well.
Thank you.
Sabriuna Wilkinson, folks, if you appreciated the conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you go check her out, follow her social media handles, check out the website. Even if it's not for you, someone you know, it may be able to assist them. We're going to be taking a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes, 21 seconds. We're going to do the daily play. We're going to have a giveaway. We'll have to do a hashtag giveaway as well. Don't go nowhere.
Great news. Our Beat the Heat special has been extended through August 31st while supplies last. Keep cool with our further discounted Carrier high efficiency mini split units, plus enjoy 10% off Comfort Zone oscillating fans, Comfort Air units 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, and Hunter ceiling fans when you pay with cash. Don't miss out on these hot deals to stay cool.
Did you know 3 out of 4 people say that they have a good understanding of life insurance? But do they really? When asked how much the yearly cost would be for a 20-year, $250,000 level term life insurance policy for a healthy 30-year-old, 80% overestimated the cost by 5 times the amount. Ready for this? The true cost for that policy is about $220 a year. That's as little as 66 cents a day, or $20 a month. So let's put this into perspective. Compared to other monthly costs, isn't getting life insurance a no-brainer? If you can trim back on some of these expenses just a little bit, it will allow you to dedicate the savings toward an affordable life insurance policy. Contact one of our life insurance agents today on the right policy for you.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Pair with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
The Mailboxes team aren't just employees of Bermuda's Best Shipping Company. They're also your neighbors, and neighbors help each other.
Where my childhood was found.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Sabriuna Wilkinson for coming on, telling us about her business. Again, folks, go check her out, follow her social media handles, check out their website. Thanks again to the BEDC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can do this with you on a regular basis. If you haven't already, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia. New episode of the game show now available on bcgtv.com, and you can purchase the game at various stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, Perry, are you ready?
I am.
All right, it's things you should know. Call me a bit slow, but I didn't know this because I just don't care. I'm sorry, but here we go. This is easy to most people. Who did Prince William marry in April of 2011?
Prince William? She was just sick. What's her name? Tip of my tongue. I see her face. She's sick. What is her name? Kate? No. Is it? Yes? Middleton? No, not Middleton.
You got it.
No. I'm like, is that it? And I'm looking at you like, give me a hint.
You got it. You got it. Kate, she's like, I see her name. She was sick. What's the one where you describe them? Pictionary? No, not Pictionary. It's the Daily Play. So she got it, folks. She didn't give you a check. But you know what? We're gonna throw Suzanne. And Suzanne, I know you said you haven't received your prize from last week. Yes, someone will be in touch with you. People were on vacation. All right. So forgive the vacationers. So we'll put Suzanne in, and we'll do a hashtag giveaway. So, well, we'll not giveaway, but we'll add somebody. So let's do a hashtag, just hashtag, while Perry and I wrap up today's show, hashtag the daily hour. That's going to be the hashtag today, folks. Hashtag the daily hour, and we'll put one more person in the draw. But Perry, let's wrap it up a bit. What are your thoughts on hurricane supplies, like must-haves? Obviously, we've got our snacks, and then the conversation with Sabriuna.
Definitely snacks, definitely the air, batteries, of course. You always need those, and water. If you don't have some sort of water supply in your home, make sure you're topped up. I think outside of that, our hurricane recovery, should everything be pretty concise, isn't that long, so I don't think we need to do a lot. Toilet paper, make sure you got that, but then let's not get crazy. But that's it. I don't think anyone it was a time, it was a dark time for us, but I think we shouldn't panic shop, because that's wasteful as well, and you could take from other people who might need it. So that's that. And then Sabriuna, I just think it's so incredible. And I love that the business creates a community and is a resource. So when you go on the website, there are testimonies, which I really enjoyed reading. So we didn't get to touch on that because when she mentioned her website, we were wrapping, but I did want to talk about that too, where it's like a little hub. And I love that she has positioned her brand to be more than just her product, because that's really good business, right? Like once you create a community where people feel seen and heard and provided for outside of just you taking their money, they stick around a little bit longer. So I don't even know if she's really realized that what she's done is created sustainability in her business that expands beyond her product. So I told her, I wanted to tell her that I'm proud of her because it's hard, you know? So
Maya and I literally just had a conversation about the community part last night. Like once you have a sense of community, the money will come. But I think, and I'm very direct about it. I think Black people in particular, right? The majority I've come across that start businesses focus so much on instant gratification and making money that they're not even interested in building their community. So thanks for that. But in reference to I want to go back to the hurricane part. Perry, it's funny you mentioned toilet paper, because I was just like, what do people do with the hurricane supply, like things that last, like flashlights, batteries? What do we do with the hurricane supplies from last year? You know how we throw away like our Christmas lights and stuff, and we bring them back out? Like, what do people do where we get to the point of panic buying? You get me?
They use them.
We use the flashlight. I mean, obviously toilet paper, we will use that, but we store it somewhere and we can't find it when we need it?
I don't think hopefully people are not buying new flashlights every time there is a new hurricane, because I think that would be a little bit idiotic. But
sorry,
no judgment. If that's your thing where you feel that, then hey, do you. But hopefully we're just replacing batteries. However, depending on where you're storing the flashlight, you could have a little bit of corrosion. So in that case, you would have to buy a new one. But if y'all are just collecting flashlights, then do you.
Yeah, folks. I'll say Michelle White actually said something very interesting. Need a list of emergency contact numbers, folks. Again, I'd encourage you, as much as we need some material things. I know we're in an era where everyone wants a generator or wants to know someone with a generator. Just do the basics. Make sure that you understand the structure of your home. Every home's not built the same. Some homes are older than others, right? What your home endured in the last hurricane may be different for this one. So I just want to encourage people to make smart decisions that are in the best interest of their safety and those around them. So hurricane supplies, it's more than just the rum and snacks. All right. All jokes aside, as far as our guest today, I love entrepreneurs. I love speaking to entrepreneurs. I'm attracted to the idea of having regular conversations with entrepreneurs. I think they're some of the best conversations we can have. And I don't take entrepreneurship lightly. It's a risk. True entrepreneurs take a risk. They're not. Some of them have to go without health insurance at times until they build to a certain space, right? So I think give people grace, allow people to make mistakes. I know the challenge with entrepreneurship in Bermuda is people run to these lists if something goes wrong right away and start bashing them. Give people a chance, man, because I tell you, in 2020, if it's nothing I learned, if it's anything, nothing else I learned is that in another 5 to 10 years, we may have no choice but entrepreneurship as jobs disappear. So I'd encourage people to learn from others. You know, look at a Perry, look at a Sabriuna, look at a Sancha, look at people who are doing it and just see what they're doing that you can take and learn from them. But entrepreneurship is definitely worth the risk if you're willing to do what? Put in the work.
Yeah. And not just put in the work, but be realistic about the work.
Correct.
And be realistic about what it really takes to do something successful. There's the famous quote that says a successful overnight business takes 10 years. And that instant gratification that you mentioned is something that people really desire early on, but there's so much that goes into it. And in order to be at the top of your game, you, of course, need to learn some things. And the way to learn it is to go through it. So.
Indeed, indeed. Let's see who's going to join Stacy, Karen, and Suzanne in the draw. Let's hit that button and see. Drum roll, please. You know, Perry, I could never get the drum roll 1 point with this. Like, see?
I think you did okay.
Okay, cool. Michelle White, let's write you down. Michelle, you've been a teacher. Let's go. Michelle's an entrepreneur too. Yep, she's got her exec-temps business. So if you're looking for some immigration work, she can help you out. All right, so don't judge me in the red cup. You know what it is. It's Friday. We're going in the red cup.
It's National Rum Day.
Yeah, see? This is it. So let's put the names in here and, you know, live and action while you all prepare for Hurricane Ernesto to actually move away from the island. All right, so let's do this. Let's see.
That's what we want.
All right, let's see. Who's it going to be? Perry, who you got your money on?
No.
Michelle?
I don't know. I don't do that. We'll see.
Okay. She don't want to make her biased prediction. There we go. Who's it going to be?
I'm not a bad woman. We'll just see.
Man, 2 weeks in a row, Suzanne, you are the winner. Suzanne, someone will get back to you, okay? So Suzanne Ingham, congratulations. Audience, give her a big congratulations, Suzanne Ingham. We owe you 2 prizes. Send the email again, and someone will be back to you by the end of today. I can promise you that, Suzanne. So congratulations to you. Perry, do you have daily inspiration for us?
I guess we can keep it in alignment with storm prep. And I was thinking this when you were speaking earlier about taking practical precautions for prep. And something that came to my mind was actually checking the structure of your house when you first hear about a storm. So if you can, of course, getting someone just to check your roof, or, you know, they have that little spray that they can spray to like help with cracks or anything. That sort of practical preparation hopefully has taken place with some people. But if not, we still have today. If you can, make sure you do that. That's a little bit of, that's practical, but that's also inspiration just in general for other things in your life. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
I like it. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I like that quote. I'm silly, don't mind me. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BEDC group of companies, Medical Wells, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. Well, as always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you next week. She's Perry Ferbert. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please, please, please make it a safe and a great weekend. Take care of your family, your friends, your community. Just be safe, make smart decisions, and make it a great one. We'll see you back safe and sound next week. Until then, we are out. Peace.
Be safe.